Good morning, everybody. Asher, drop it. I'll do it again. Drop. This is going to be a really bizarre video. Back. Hey. So here's Asher, and it'll be looking awesome. But wait, Ash, my angle of my video might be really weird, you guys, because back, Asher. Now get the crap off. Wait, because what I got to tell you guys is super weird, but in some ways, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because I have this philosophy, which is that sometimes we're always meant to face our worst fears in order to grow. So my worst fear has always been medical. I don't even have a doctor, and I don't go to the doctors, and I'm incredibly healthy and take great care of myself. And I also don't really have traditional health insurance. I just have this Christian health share plan, which better do what it's supposed to do for me. But anyway, bottom line, I was at a show last week, and Asher won the breed 2 days out of 4, which was great. A very big show, and I was thrilled. But by Friday night, something started happening weird in my eye, and I thought this just didn't seem like floaters, regular floaters. Back, Ash, back. I don't have time to mess around with you today. Back. So I'm taking this whole video with looking down, and I'll explain why in a minute. But the bottom line was I got in to see my great eye doctor. He's an optometrist, but I think they know so much about the eye because when I first had floaters and flashers 5 years ago, he said, oh yeah, those are normal and everything in the retina looks fine and your eye looks good. But I went in and met him at the door, him and his sweet wife, Wendy, and that's Dr. Hill of Reading, when they were opening the place Monday. And he took a bunch of pictures and he said, I'm really sorry, but you need to have surgery today. He said, you've got severe retinal detachment. And he kind of prepped me for a little of what was to come, but I've never had surgery in my whole life. I mean, I think when I was a little kid, I might have, like a real little kid, like an infant. I was always real sick as an infancy. And then, like, my parents always joked that I made up for it because I was so healthy as an adult, and also grew really tall compared to everybody else. But anyway, the point I'm trying to talk about is I had to have this emergency surgery, which was horrifying and terrifying. But luckily, Lexi was an angel and a hero and able to stay with the dogs overnight, thank God, because she's had a lot going on. But she's always there for us when we really need her, and I'm so grateful for that. And Al took me down, and then I stayed at my sister's that night because the really horrible surgeon that I had, thank God she didn't do the operation, although I think she would have been great, but she was just so mean. And she told me that we couldn't have the surgery that day because I ate a power bar and something else at 10. And I asked her, was she sure? And she said, you could die. You could aspirate and you could die. So then, yes, your vision's threatened, but that's not a choice we're going to make. And so anyway, everybody else was A+, the whole team, and then the actual doctor who did the surgery the next day for me. And then that was Tuesday. And I went to a follow-up Wednesday, and he said everything looks good, but I totally look like I've been in a cage fight. And given that I usually care about how I look, I'm not happy about that. But dear God, I just hope I get my vision back, because right now I can't see anything out of my right eye at all. My left eye, I guess, and I just thought that I would. But when I read the literature, it said it's common for vision to get worse before it gets better. And he set the follow-up for 2 weeks, so I can't think that it's bad. But basically, I had to have a silicone buckle put around my entire eye. And here's the joy to tell you guys about. That's why this video probably sucks, because I can't look up. For 24-7, oops, pardon, that could get blipped or something, but for 24/7, I am basically looking down at the ground, at my toes for 24/7 for 5 days. And hallelujah, today's Sunday. It's my last day because they didn't count that day. I did it after surgery. So yeah, and then there was a little other scare that came up in the exam that made me say I got to get I feel perfectly healthy and fine, but I got to get like a primary care physician and make sure that I at least have adequate health care. This whole thing has been really humbling for me. And that's my situation, and I'm hoping to be back at another dog show in a couple weeks. But at this point, I'm just hopeful and happy to be back to work in a couple weeks. I'm taking next week off, and I took this last week off because I don't even know how. I mean, it's hard to even look at a computer screen, which I guess I thought, well, that's what I'll be doing the whole time, is looking at my phone, but that's blurry and bizarre, and you really can't do that well. So anyway, there's my update, everybody. It's joy. But Asher and all the dogs have been doing well. Daisy's and Willow had to miss their second fun run, where Daisy would have gotten a new title, and Willow probably would have gotten the first title. But it is what it is, and obviously you're just always grateful for your health. Oh yeah, and before I let go, here, Ash, let me do another one. Back, drop it. He's got some goobers in his eyes. Wait, back. Hey, no, drop it, Ash. Drop it, back. I'll do it again, but you gotta, hey, no, stop it. This is what's hard, but anyway, you guys, so yeah, and Lexi also took Daisy to her house for 2 days, because seriously, I was actually crying, because I don't know how, because Al doesn't recognize any of the energy issues with the dogs, and I was terrified, because Daisy is like 5 of these guys with her energy. She still acts like she's a puppy, and I don't know why, because she's 2.5. But anyway, to end, I wanted to say the first 2 days I was just so depressed and crying. I'm doing what I call the prison shuffle, which my family thought was pretty funny, but it's true. That's what you feel like, a prisoner who's forced to keep their head down, and you can just walk around. The good thing is I'm not tripping much, because you definitely are walking and looking at everything on the ground. But the thing is, where I'm going with this is, I felt real powerless, and I was depressed the first 2 days, because I also think putting your head down makes you depressed a little, in addition to all this other stuff, because I've never had surgery, and I just thought in 3 days I was going to be fine, and I'd be seeing nearly normal, and my eye would look okay, but none of that is true, and I have to wear glasses for a month. But again, that vein part seems like a small problem. But I want to end on a positive, which is that back, Asher, I realized, hey, back, like I always quote Eckhart Tolle, when I eat back, one of my favorite quotes ever, drop it, which is that you should, hey, drop it, Asher, drop it, back. I have to get real firm with him. He gets so excited. Anyway,